Hi guys, my name is Trinh and today I'm here to film a TBR video. So obviously, based on the title, this is my top 21 books to read in 2021. These books next to me, they're basically the books that I've owned for quite a while, and obviously I really want to read them in 2021. I do want to say that I'm pretty good at reading books that are on this list because I really make it a goal to actually read everything on this list. I feel like in 2020, I managed to read like 18 books on that list, which is like, you know, a pretty good number. So obviously for this year, I really want to read all of the books on this list, but if I don't, it's totally okay. But still, I try my hardest to read everything on this list. The first book on this list is The Shadow of the Wind by Ruiz Saffron. I hope I said his name correctly. I'm so sorry if I butcher his name. I've had this book for like a few years. I want to say like 3 years. Based on the synopsis, this takes place in 1945 in Barcelona, and basically this book is about our main character finding this book called The Shadow of the Wind by Julian Carax. Basically, he finds out that this author, all of his works are basically gone. The book that he has, The Shadow of the Wind, is literally the final copy of the author's work. I think he wants to find out what's going on, why this author and all of his work is basically gone. I think I'm gonna listen to the audiobook for this one, and I think I will love it. Like, I really hope I will, because I've heard like amazing things about this book. Just want to read it because this is something a little bit different from what I normally read, so it's like a nice step out of my comfort zone. The next book is King of Scars by Leigh Bardugo. This is like a spin-off of the Grisha trilogy. So this book follows Nikolai, is that his name? Oh my god, everyone loves Nikolai. So this book follows Nikolai, but then not just that, some other characters as well. I believe Nina from the Six of Crows duology will be in here, and then someone else. I cannot remember her name, but there's also another character from the Grisha trilogy will be in here. So it's about their story. I don't know much about this book, but I know for a fact that I need to read it because like I've had this for such a long time. I believe the second book will come out sometime this year, so that's gonna be very exciting. And yeah, this cover is so freaking pretty. I believe the book is literally stunning. Oh my god, are you kidding me? I love this so much. So yeah, I really want to read this, but I will read this after my reread of the Grisha trilogy and the Six of Crows duology. The next book is Before the Devil Breaks You by Libba Bray. First of all, I love this cover so much. If you don't know, this is like my favorite shade of blues. This is actually the third book of the series. It's called The Diviners. I haven't read this yet because I'm kind of hesitant when it comes to continuing with the series, because the first two books I've given them 3 out of 5 stars. They're just like too long for my liking, but I've heard like amazing things about this book in particular, so I really hope that this book will be amazing. Not just that, I really hope that all of the main characters will be like together, because I really enjoy the books when all of the main characters are working together. So I really hope that's the case when it comes to this book. So yeah, really want to read this. The cover is like really beautiful in my opinion. That's like the more reason to read this book, because of the cover. The next book is A Heart So Fierce and Broken by Bridget. I really want to read this in 2021, and I believe the final book is out already. When it comes to this book, I am so hesitant because I've heard like mixed things when it comes to this book, because like people either like really love this book or like don't like this book at all. If you don't know, this is basically a Beauty and the Beast retelling. In the first book, the main character goes to this land, this alternate dimension kind of thing, and you know, she has to fall in love with a prince because he's cursed. You get it. It's a Beauty and the Beast retelling, so you kind of get the gist of it. So this is the second book, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm here for Gray. I love Gray so much. Obviously, I love Harper and Ren, I think that's his name. Oh my god, but I'm here for Gray. I love Gray, okay? I'm gonna continue the series obviously for Gray. If I really enjoy this book, then I will read the final book of the series, so that's gonna be fun. I really hope I like it. The next book is Girls of Storm and Shadow by Natasha Ngang. This cover is so freaking pretty. Oh my god. I read the first book, Girls of Paper and Fire. There we go. I got the titles mixed up. I read the first book last year. I really enjoy it. So of course this book was on sale. I got it and I haven't read it yet. So I really want to this year, obviously. I'm pretty sure I can. I don't know much about the second book to be honest, but basically the first book follows a main character named Leigh, and she is one of the paper cast girls. Is that how you say it? The main character actually falls in love with one of the paper cast girls. Cannot wait to continue with the series. I have the second book and I don't even know when the third book will be out. I hope there will be a third book. I don't know, but yeah, this is the second book. Love the cover so much. It's so freaking pretty. There's a good chance I will read this book in May, so yeah, look out for that. My May wrap up, look out for that. The next book is Vicious Spirits by Cat Cho. I read the first book, Wicked Fox, twice, and I really enjoyed the first book, so obviously I really want to continue with the second book. This one is a little bit different because it's a companion novel of the first book. Basically, in the first book, we meet a gumiho named Mi-young and then a boy named Ji-hoon. In the second book, we're following different characters. However, we're still seeing like the main characters of the first book. So this one is going to be a little bit different, and I've heard like good things about this book, so I'm really excited to continue with the series. I love the cover cover. This is gorgeous, okay? So yeah, I love like the vibe, the wolf. Oh my god, the main character right here. I don't know who this is. Is it Oseman? Yeah, Oseman. So love this cover so much. The next book is Darius the Great Deserves Better by Adib Karam. I love the first book. I believe it's called Darius the Great. Darius the Great. Oh my god, what's the title? Darius the Great is Not Okay. There we go. Oh my god, trinh, took you like 2 minutes. The first book, I loved it so much. I read it last year in 2020, obviously. Yeah, I really wanted to continue with the series because this came out fall of 2020 and I never read it. So really hope that I will read this in 2021 because I do want to know what's gonna happen. Basically, in the sequel, the main character Darius, he has a boyfriend, but there's another guy. So a love triangle. Oh my god, I cannot wait for that. The next book is How the King of Elfhame, god damn it. How the King of Elfhame Learned to Hate Stories by Holly Black. What I really like about this book is that it's really different from the trilogy. So first of all, this is what it looks like. It's literally gorgeous. Throughout the entire book there's illustrations and that's gonna be really cool. So I cannot wait to read this book because this is like really short. It's 173 pages. That's really short. I definitely want to read this book obviously because I really enjoyed the trilogy, the Folk of the Air trilogy. Oh my god, it was like really fun. In a way it's like connected to the Folk of the Air trilogy. So obviously I really want to read it. So I have a physical copy, really happy about that, and hopefully I can read this book within like a few weeks. The next book is A Sky Beyond the Storm by Safa Tahir. I'm so happy to say that I actually read this book already. I finished this book yesterday and oh my god, I was in so much pain. I was crying a lot. Basically, this is the final book of An Ember in the Ashes series. I read the first 3 books in 2020 and obviously I finished the series with this book in 2021. I will talk more about this in my January wrap up. Real quick, for my January wrap up, I'm gonna combine it with February because I don't really have time to actually film and edit and upload a January wrap up, so I'm just gonna combine it with February. Look forward to that video. It's gonna come a little bit later than normal, but I read this book, really enjoy it. It's a really great finale, but god damn, I was in so much pain yesterday. I don't even want to talk about it. It was so bad, like I was crying for hours. The next book is The Bright Siders by Jen Wilde. Jen Wilde. I think this is like a companion book to Queens of Geek. So I read that book in 2020. Really want to read this book in 2021. From the synopsis, basically this book is about our main character named Emmy. I believe she's like a rock star and unfortunately she did something. Like something happened at a party and she's in the hospital, and then of course things are like going wild because she's kind of famous. So you know, people know about her thing in the hospital. First of all, I love the cover, and also I don't hear much about this book. So yeah, it's gonna be really fun to read this book. I know that Sandy really enjoyed this book when she read it in 2019, I believe, because that's also the year that she got this book for me. So I'm like 2 years late. So Sandy, I will read this book. I swear to you, I will read this book in 2021. The next book is Stardust by Neil Gaiman, and oh my god, I started this book, I want to say 2019. I got to page like 10 and then I kind of stopped reading it, and then here we are. So I really want to actually finish this book in 2021. Basically, this is like a love story between Tristan and Victoria. Tristan, I think he has to do something to impress her, and then he goes to different lands and find fairies. I don't know much about this book, but yeah, I want to read it obviously because my boyfriend gave this book to me, and I feel like this is like one of the few books that I still have not read, and I feel kind of bad. So I really want to read this book so I can talk about this book with my boyfriend. The next book is The Picture of Dorian Gray by Oscar Wilde. This is my favorite edition when it comes to classic. Penguin English Library edition is literally amazing. It's so freaking cute. So I really want to read this book because I've had this for like less than a year, but still I really want to read a lot of classics in 2021. We'll see how that goes, but this is one of the few that I actually like really want to read. This story is about Dorian Gray, a beautiful yet corrupt man. I believe he sold his soul to live forever, but then also he has like a portrait of him done, and each time he becomes like a bad human being, I guess, the portrait actually turns bad. So that's gonna be really interesting to read, and yeah, I really want to read this. And then also I do want to actually read more classics this year, so really hope that this is like a nice introduction to like the classic genre. The next book is Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen. Austen. I actually read this classic like years ago back in high school, but it's been a long time. I don't remember anything, so of course I really want to reread this book. I'm actually planning to read this book with Jasmine, and also there is a read-along called Down Memory Jane. I remember it being punny and I really like, you know, the name. So yeah, I believe the first book is actually Pride and Prejudice, and really glad that I have this copy. Like I said, this is the Penguin English Library edition. If you don't know what Pride and Prejudice is about, it's about a main character named Lizzie, how like she needs to find a husband, and then she meets Mr. Darcy. He's kind of an asshole at first, but eventually you learn to love him. The next book is The Starlit Sea by Erin Morgenstern. First of all, this cover is gorgeous. Like, are you kidding me? It's literally so beautiful. So of course I really want to read it because I've had this for a year. Basically, this book is about a main character named Zachary and how he finds a book about his life at this library. So hopefully this book will impress me. Like, I really hope so because, you know, it's long. She thick, okay? The next book on this list is On the Come Up by Angie Thomas. Basically, this book follows our main character named Bree. I believe she wants to be a rapper. I think there's like a huge pressure on her because her father, who passed away, I believe he was a rapper as well. So like she's trying to like follow his footstep, I think, and then there's like a bunch of problems that happen in this book, but that's all I know about the book. The next book is Radio Silence by Alice Oseman. Honestly, I don't know anything about this book. I just know that the main character is Frances, but still I have a pretty, I don't want to say high expectation because I don't want to be let down if I do not like this book. I guess I've heard like amazing things about this book, so I cannot wait to read this in 2021 because I've had this for like a year, I think. I got this as a birthday present last year in 2020, so yeah, really want to read this. The next book is Not So Pure and Simple by Lamar Giles. This is about our main character named Dell and how he has a crush on this girl named Kira. He's trying to win her, but then he accidentally joined a purity pledge at this church. That's all I know about this book, so it's gonna be interesting reading this book because I don't hear a lot of hype when it comes to this book. Not hype, but like any discussion when it comes to this book, so I really want to read it to see if it's good or not. I think it's gonna be good because I do have high hopes when it comes to this book. The next book, this is the book that I'm very scared of, and that is A Little Life by Hanya Yana Gerhara. First of all, this is a long book, okay? Oh my god, I think 700 pages. Oh shit, 700 pages. Damn it, I'm so scared. So the audiobook is also really long. Yeah, I'm terrified, but I do want to read this book because I've heard like amazing things about this book. I feel like in 2020 I've seen so many people on my timeline on Twitter, they have read this book and they have really like loved it. So obviously I really want to like read it to see what it's about. All I know is that the four main characters, they're like friends in college, and then we see them grow as they grow into old men basically. So that's gonna be interesting. I just really hope that this book is like amazing because it's like raved about. People love this book. Not just that, people cry to this book, so cannot wait for that because I'm a Pisces bitch and I love to cry. But anyway, I do hope that I will love this book because I have my own copy, so it'd be nice to keep it and love it forever. The next book is The Invisible Life of Addie Larue by V.E. Schwab. This book is basically about our main character named Addie Larue. I believe she sold her soul. Wait, what happened in this book? Oh my god. She makes a deal with the devil because like she wants to live forever. However, everyone she will meet will immediately forget her. And then eventually she meets a guy who actually remembers her. That's literally all I know about this book. But yeah, I really want to read this year. The next book is Fence Striking Distance by Sarah Reese Brandon. If you don't know, I adore the Fence. Is it comic books? I think basically this is what it looks like. Oh my god, there are 4 volumes out right now, and I guess like original author is C.S. Pacat. This is like the book in novel form, but I will say I think this is gonna be a little bit different because I believe, actually I could be wrong, but I believe this takes place after the 4th volume because it looks like it. I don't even know what this book is really about. Like, yeah, I know the characters, but I don't know when this is taking place. Basically, these 4 characters right here. So we have Nicholas, Seiji, Harvard, and then Aiden. These are the 4 main characters for this book, and honestly, I'm not complaining. I really adore all of the characters, so it's gonna be really great to read this book because I believe there is another book coming out sometime this year. I believe it's called Fence Disarm. It's actually really exciting, so yeah, I'm very happy to have this book and I cannot wait to read this in 2021. The last book on this list, oh my god, finally we're at the end. The last book is These Violent Delights by Chloe Gong. First of all, this cover is literally gorgeous. Like, are you freaking kidding me? It's so stunning and I'm just like in love with like the aesthetic of this book, and I believe underneath the dust jacket there's like a sword. So yeah, really love this book, and the cover, not the book, haven't read the book yet obviously, but I really adore the book cover. If you don't know, this is actually a retelling of Romeo and Juliet. The main characters are Roma and Juliet, and basically this takes place in 1920s Shanghai. There are two different gangs, and obviously they're like rivals. So Juliet is part of a gang and then Roma is part of another gang, and something is like happening where both gangs have to work together. And I believe the two main characters, Juliet and Roma, they had like a thing going on in the past. But yeah, something's gonna happen in this book, I'm pretty sure, and I think this is like the first book of a series, and I'm actually very excited to read this book. I believe I will read this next month in February, so very happy to get to this book because I've heard like amazing things about this. So those are all of the books that I'm planning to read in 2021. Please let me know a book that you really want to read in 2021. I would love to know like a book that's like number 1 on your TBR list, because I have like a lot of books on my TBR list, but I feel like these books are definitely like my top priorities for 2021. That's basically it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoy it. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe for more videos, and I will see you guys later. Goodbye.